How to overcome the fear of dating after divorce. Are you feeling rejected, feeling like you aren't worthy, or you just flat out don't know how to navigate the waters and get back into the dating game? Then this video is for you. And by the end, you'll know the biggest key to overcoming your fears associated with dating.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
First thing you got to do is heal by acknowledging what your struggles are. When you break up, when you finish a relationship, there is going to be some responsibility that you have in the failure of that relationship. If you cannot look at your failed relationship or graduated relationship, whatever you want to call it, then you have not learned. You have not healed. If you're only blaming your spouse or your significant other for that breakup, you're missing a huge piece of what you need to move ahead. You're going to go right back into that same trough, drink from the same well, and you'll be like, I think the averages on second marriage for divorce is 75% chance of failure. You don't want to be part of that 75. Heal. Figure out what your struggles were. Own them. I did this in my marriage. I spent a lot of time, about 2 years, honestly, exactly 2 years, just processing what I brought to the table that was wrong, what I could be responsible for. And in the process of that, I found peace because I was able to quit blaming my spouse for the things that she had done and pointing a finger and begin looking at what I needed to do within myself to be better, to not walk that path again, to not put myself in a place where I'd be with somebody that I couldn't show up for because I hadn't done the things that I needed to do. And when you start blaming others instead of looking at yourself, you just are on a path to nowhere. Own it, heal it, figure it out, take charge. And that will change everything for you. Then you got to identify what it is you want. Love of some kind, some sort of need to fill my own sense of unworthiness, right? I was looking for that, and this girl just got all of my need poured upon her. And I was unable to understand that I was the only one that could provide the sense of value for myself that was required in order for me to stand toe-to-toe with her and be the man I wanted to be. I couldn't just rely on her to make me feel worthwhile and worthy. I had to do that for myself. That was my issue. I don't know what yours is, but you've got to identify what it is you want and what was the problem that you had that allowed you not to get what you wanted, right? So if you know what you want out of a relationship, it may be very different than what another person wants. Maybe you just want a hookup. Maybe you want a friend with benefits. Maybe you want marriage. Maybe you only want a long-term relationship. Maybe you want a short-term relationship. I don't know. But if you're very clear on that and you own it, this is going to really help you because you're not going to suffer all that pain that people have navigating these dating waters. And one guy wants a hookup, this girl wants to get married, they connect, and that is bound to end in disaster because these are two people not wanting the same thing, but somehow dating each other because they're not being honest. So how do you navigate these waters? How are you going to meet people? How are you going to show up and find the people now that you have stepped outside of a long-term relationship? There's a lot of ways, right? Dating apps are very popular. People love them because it's access to a lot of people in your area. You can do that. For me, it's not a thing that I use. Doesn't work for me. They work for lots of people. The other thing you can do, you can organize activities. I do that a lot. I organize hikes, I organize music events, I do talk shows, I do all kinds of stuff that I like to do. And the people that show up in the space where I like to do things and like to be, well, they're my people. It makes it easy for me. That's how I like to do it. You can also go to events. You can go to concerts. You can go, COVID's lightening up here in the US, so now we can actually get out and do a few more things. So get out, do some stuff, get active. Put yourself in situations where you can meet people. Be open to that. So that's step number 3, right? How you navigate these waters of dating, how you're going to meet people. So it's an important thing. The final stage of this process is the most difficult, and this is where all your fear is going to come up. And it's how you overcome this that will make you successful in your dating. And the key, the solution to really, really, truly finding the people that you want to meet is vulnerability. Now, vulnerability is a pretty common word nowadays. Everyone's talking about it. I'll often hear people say, okay, I'm going to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is not something that you use to manipulate. It is something that is done without any need or any concern for the outcome. You show up as you are seen, and people can choose to accept or reject you. It's like standing on the edge of a cliff and wondering what will happen if the wind blows at your back really hard and knocks you off. It's terrifying. This is the place where your fear really ignites. And how do you overcome that? Well, first of all, you have to understand that you are worthy as you are. And when you understand that, you can show up, you can be you, and you can see what it is people want. And the great thing about vulnerability is when you show up as you are, unreserved, unrestrained, the people who are attracted to you actually like you. And so if those people like you and you like them, you are already on the right foot. So if you show up and you are being who you are, you're the player, you're gonna make out with all these girls, you're that guy, I promise you, there are girls for you out there. Or if you're the girl that is the player and you wanna meet all those guys, guess what? There are guys for you. They are out there. But if you're that guy or that girl that wants a long-term committed relationship and you're kind of wavering because you're lonely and you want to meet somebody, then you're going to end up hooking up with somebody that's a player and you're going to get hurt and you're going to wonder what's going on and you're going to hate the dating world because you're not being you. You've got to be you. And then this is what's really interesting. If the people that are attracted to you, when you truly show up as you are, no reservations, this is me. If you don't like those people, well, that means you got some work to do because you're attracting the wrong thing. I hear this all the time. I hear people say, there are no good guys out there. They're all gone. They're bad. They're all this way. Or I hear guys say about that about girls. There's no good girls out there. And they say the same thing, right? That's not true. There's tons of good people out there. There's tons of people just like you out there. They're just waiting for you to show up. They haven't seen you yet because you've been too scared to show who you are. The importance of showing up truly as you are takes real courage. It takes real self-confidence. It is something that is incredibly powerful and incredibly attractive. There are all kinds of videos out there on how to present yourself and lines you can use in order to attract women, pickup artist phrases, little things that, there is endless works on this type of thing. And some of it works. But if you want to do authentic, real you, that will be the greatest attractor of the people you want to meet of anything else out there. It's also the scariest thing to do because there's no script. There's no memorized lines. There's no do this, do that in this situation. You're just being you. And you will be rejected for you. But when you get rejected for you, I actually met a girl when I first started dating, and I really liked her. She was super cool. We did a lot of same stuff. And I, don't meet a lot of people that I kind of connect with. And I was interested in her, but I was getting mixed signals. And I just straight up asked her, I was like, hey man, I really like you. Do you like me too? Because I'm getting mixed signals. I told her straight up. And she looks at me and she says, do you really want to know? And I said, yeah, I really want to know. And she says, you know what, I don't like you like that. I should, but I don't. And you know what, it hurt. It hurt me. I felt rejected a little bit, but it didn't crush me. I was just like, oh, because I had shown up. I was me. And she didn't like me, and I like me. So, hey, you don't like me? That's fine. I let it be. But then she said to me, do you want to know who I like? And I was like, yeah, I do. And she told me who the guy was that she liked. And when I heard it, I realized, yeah, I'm nothing like that guy. No wonder you don't like me. I'm totally different. You like a different thing than what I am. And I was able to walk through that. Honestly, I woke up the next day, I wasn't like distraught that I had told this girl I liked her and she rejected me because I had shown up. I had not hidden anything about who I was. And what I noticed, even more than that, as I started dating and through my marriage, I knew what I'd done wrong in my marriage. I knew the mistakes I had made, and I was very open and honest with the women that I met about what I wanted. I was very open and honest about what I had learned about myself and the failure of my marriage. And I could not believe how easy it was to meet women that were interested in me, other than this one girl that didn't like me. So after you have done the work to heal yourself and acknowledge the struggles you had, identify clearly what you want, and you now are ready to navigate the waters of dating. Be vulnerable. Be who you are. This is the way to attract what you want. And if what you're attracting isn't something you like, change yourself. Don't blame everyone else. It's you. It's all on you. And that's scary to admit, but when you own it, it's actually freeing. It can be exciting. It can be fun. It's just an adventure. Go on it. Enjoy it. You won't die. I promise. At least I shouldn't. I hope. Unless you're dating on Craigslist. Don't do that. So if you like this video, you might want to also check out how to deal with a friendship breakup. There's some steps in there that could help you navigate the waters of this too, and getting yourself prepared for dating. Check it out. Hey, if you like this channel, help a brother out. This is a new thing for me. I could use your subscribers. Click on the bell. And if you want some more one-on-one help, check out my link in the description below. I got some help for you. Break through some walls. Check out this next video, how to deal with a friendship breakup. I personally talk about my own experience in breaking up with my close friend who happened to be my wife.